I would like to please invite our first guest conversationalist, Eduardo Artigas from the Department of Field Support in charge of Information Communication Technology. If you would take any seat you like. Okay. Also, Emile Bruno, neuroscientist from the University of Pennsylvania, and Kristen Gutekunst from the UN SDG Action Campaign. So the idea is that, yes, we have guest speakers, but we recognize that there's a great deal of expertise in the room, and thus we would invite you to keep interacting, and there will be various points for discussion. Since we have the benefit of having someone with direct peacekeeping experience joining us, and you are actually watching every day how technologies that are being developed all over the world wind up being utilized in some of the most remote and conflict-ridden areas. When you see a video like the one that was just shown, showcasing rebels and others in the DRC, what is your view as a UN man this day when you see an artist take on this kind of conflict and this bizarre use of technology to both create the experience of empathy, but at the same time shows us how far away we are really from that reality?
Obviously, the situation in Congo is very touching for all of us. We have peacekeeping missions there for many years. And of course, this is amazing work that I have really enjoyed seeing the quality. But it all brings to basically the same thing. We are looking at something is what we can do about it, besides what we see. And definitely we are thinking that technology is going to be a tool, and a tool that can help us be better protected, better informed, and protect those who our mandate is to protect. But I define myself as the anti-technology technologist because I don't want anybody to believe that for a second that technology is a solution. I would think it's part of the solution. And the way we have been moving forward is first define what are we trying to achieve. What are we trying to achieve is to be able to be better informed, to make better decisions, to be better prepared, to have visibility of what is the situation around us. And then we say, well, this is something technology can help with. But again, implementing technology is just beyond the hardware and the software. It's about human minds. Your field. It's about people being trained and be able to capitalize the benefits of the technology. So in the area of peacekeeping, we are using all the flashy stuff from crowdsourcing to UAVs. But again, the goal is not the technology. The goal is to deliver on the mandate that we have and to avoid those massacres that we see. And of course, we know our own limitations as a force and our own limitations of what technology can actually do. But definitely it's a tool to get things done better.
Do you have any specific example of one situation, one mission at this point in time where you're experiencing either a challenge related to the implementation of technology or a success?
Well, of course, we have examples of both. We have challenging sometimes because the technology to protect people or ourselves sometimes is not something the local government wants. So that is a problem, definitely. Limiting the flow of information is something common worldwide. But definitely we have many situations where from the UAV seeing a sinking boat in Congo, where we managed to rescue 25 people out to the lake because we have the ability to see this. Somehow the analysts detected that on time to do something about, and of course the communication flow. This is often that happens that we have some not collateral damage, but collateral information that helps somebody, whether it's a fire, somebody that is in trouble somewhere else. Yes, there are many examples. Of course, technology, as I said, is part of the solution, is not the solution. And technology is helping us also protecting ourselves because we often are under attack and we cannot deliver on the mandate to protect somebody else if we are ourselves as a target. So we have ways to detect incoming mortar fire and trying to also help those communities around us that are subject of permanent harassment by hostile elements.
Since you've touched on this issue of the mines and reaching the mines, when you are sending peacekeepers into a given conflict, could you just share a little bit about how you do actually work on being received by the local community and what mechanisms are in place to get people to understand that and work towards this goal of keeping the peace?
Definitely the information that we share and that the impression we give populations is very important. Usually every peacekeeping mission goes to a cycle where people await the arrival of peacekeepers with a lot of hopes. But sometimes the hopes are beyond what is possible. And of course, maintaining this relationship, the engagement with the local communities is paramount for the success. This is nothing new from the wars in the Middle Ages all the way to today, gaining the minds of those we are serving. Those are not our enemies, of course, is important. And of course, the peacekeeping has a permanent engagement, and there are people actually doing that. And also we work close with the humanitarian actors because they are the ones that are keeping the post there once the situation is stabilized. I would like just to close with one remark. It's totally unrelated somehow to technology, but it's something that I read when I was a teenager and has to do with art. And I read a book about quantum physics written by Lou de Broglie, who was a Nobel Prize, died long ago. And the interesting thing was, I don't remember much about the quantum part, but I remember a statement that he said that the advances in science, and I would say now technology, are, to the amazement of all of us, are incredible, the quantum leaps we're having. But he said, and I'm quoting from something I read 40 years ago, so bear with me, and it's in Spanish, but if there is no a parallel advancement of the arts, of literature, of philosophy, we will just become a complex form of barbarism. And I think it's up to you, the artists, to help us not going through that step of becoming barbarians, but to remain humans. And of course, this video before me is a proof of that.